I grew up on this farm, and it means a lot to me because it's my family farm. And so my parents started buying property here back in the 40s. My grandfather owned part of this farm at one time. And so there's a sense of history there that I experienced by growing up here on the farm.
My wife Mary and I and our newborn daughter moved here in March of 1982. I grew up 4 miles from here on a dairy farm. My wife grew up about 12 miles from here. Her father's has a farm, and also he's a writer, Wendell Berry. And so we were a traditional dairy and tobacco farm.
Right now, with what we're doing in our grapes and our wines, it just makes me feel like I'm successful in my own mind, because it's given, you know, my grandkids the opportunity to come and if they so wish, make a living on the farm and just keep it going for future generations. It's been in our, you know, I'm a 5th generation on this farm, and I see a 6th and hopefully a 7th and 8th down the road. So that's my goal.
It's a family atmosphere. The grandkids are not here today, but there's plenty of them. So we're hoping to build something that they can move into, and after Den and I are gone, then they can, you know, build a bigger business.
You have to remember, going back far enough, that Kentucky was number 3 in the nation in grape and wine production prior to Prohibition. After the Civil War, before the Civil War, right around 1900, there was a lot of grapes and wine made in Kentucky. And we're simply going back to that tradition.
So his original intention was actually just to grow grapes and sell them to another winery. And then within a year, he decided to change his mind and thought, we have a French background. Our ancestors were actually winemakers. So why don't we start a winery?
I don't know that I've really thought about what my role is in that whole history or tradition, but it is kind of neat to be a part of that when you think about it. You know, that people have been making wine for thousands of years and growing grapes, and this is definitely continuing that. So I'm just happy that we can do it in Kentucky.
Kentucky's beautiful because there's farmland here, and the racehorses, and still small farms, and that's what we really are trying to preserve.